what you think his top 3 priorities should be in his first 90 days and why. And also because it looks like President Tinubu listened to Nigerians on social media. That's the conversation in some quarters because CDS Musa is loved. What benchmarks should the public use to evaluate his performance after 6 months?
Anyway, yes, when you look at it, the NSA himself know this. They've worked together before. They've worked together before he retired. And then one thing I know again is that for him getting out and looking from outside must have seen things that he would have wanted to do when he was inside. And then, of course, the initial, things that he need to do right now is to support, because I think that's basically the job of the Minister of Defense. He's the one doing the budget. And like Tony Ofeton was saying, that the president should give him a political backing. He should also give him the economic backing. The economic backing, because that budget, must be given to them to do what they have to do. Sometimes it is declared in the National Assembly, but they don't get the budget. The budget does not trickle down to them, all of it. It is the highest budget that we're having. And then to manage it, I think the minister should be in a very good position. He knows the needs of the armed forces, and he can, manage it properly. And what he can do right now, the first things he can do is to support them to make sure that the killings stop, the kidnappings stop. And then, of course, I'm happy that we have this ginger that came into play, which is the ginger that President Trump has brought to Nigeria. There are a lot of wins right now, a lot of wins. Forget about all the kidnappings that are spiking up. They are just trying to kidnap people to use as human shield. But I think there are a lot of wins. And of course, if there's a coordination between the forces, which I'm sure the Minister of Defense can do now, I think we're heading towards some success.
Let me stay with you, Mr. Amachree. And I mean, talking about some of the initiatives he had in mind before retirement, I remember that it was in June. General Musa says Nigeria needs a comprehensive database of its citizens and foreigners to enable it to track and arrest criminals within its territorial space. It was also calling for border fencing to curb terrorism. What is your assessment of that proposal for border fencing as a counterterrorism measure?
Okay, I didn't agree with him.
Oh.
I did not agree with him, and I think I wrote about it in some newspapers that you cannot fence the border. The border is too wide, and then, of course, fencing. It's an old idea, that even the Chinese used, by building the Great Wall of China. Right now, technology is what you're going to use. And I'm sure the new minister will respond to that because, of course, we're in the age of technology, and then there is no need to start building walls. Even the one that President Trump tried to build between Mexico and the United States has been abandoned after spending billions of dollars, So I don't think the wall was a very good idea. So I think he has to invest more in technology. The war has shifted from even fighter jets to drones of all kinds, predator drones, surveillance drones, ISR, with drones that collect intelligence, do surveillance, and of course, reconnaissance. These are the things that I expect him to invest in to win the war.
All right, let me go